Hi folks, happy Saturday, March 4th, and day 4 of our 40-day initiative, our journey and walk toward Easter, sharing Messiah miracle moments. And they were basically Holy Spirit moments, supernatural experiences, if you will, where the presence of God was felt, and that experience left myself or some other people that may share encouraged and just reminded of how close God is and how truly He wants to have this beautiful and intimate relationship with us. And I listened to another song today. I'd heard it before, but I never really listened to the words. And I'll share that on a post coming up. But it's a Brandon Lake song about miracles, and it was a live version, so there was just some really neat things happening in that worship service. Many of you may have seen it before, but it was new to me and it was pretty cool. And obviously, a lot like what we're very lined up nicely with what we're doing here. So today, I'm going to jump right into kind of picking up where we left off with my brother and some. When we were children, we had a couple experiences, but he gave me permission to share a story that he actually had as a young adult. And so just because I was talking about him last, I'll jump right into this one. And I also want to say that, I've taken a lot of notes and prepared and had a lot of conversations with people, but I'm not a professional speaker. And I just think it's funny that every one of my posts so far have been around 12 minutes for whatever reason. So my goal is to get this one really short today. I'd like to get them to somewhere between 5 and 7 minutes. That's my goal. So here I go. So this particular story, again, my brother was a young adult and he had just bought a new Jeep. It might not have been brand new, but it was only a couple years old, and it was in great condition, and he had a passenger with him, and they were traveling in Michigan, and happened to be they were traveling up in the Thumb. For those of you that know Michigan, we refer to it as the Mitten State, and so we have the Thumb. But he was traveling up there, and he was in the middle of nowhere. It was pitch dark out, and all of a sudden the engine was just kind of making a strange noise, and then it died. I was like, what is going on? He just had no problems with it up until that point. So he got out of the vehicle and just instructed his passenger just to, maybe keep their doors locked because he didn't know where they were. And he is military, and so he does keep a weapon on him. But this particular day, there was somebody pulled up in the middle of nowhere, and he said they parked about 40 feet away. I don't know if I understood that, but that's what I remember him saying. And because he said there was like a distance between him and the next car, and a guy got out of the vehicle, and he just felt nervous, and he was standing by his vehicle, meaning my brother was standing by his vehicle with the hood open, while this stranger pulled up, got out of their vehicle, and started coming toward him. And he's like, "Is everything okay?" And my brother's like, "It's totally fine. I've got it all set. You don't have to stop. I'm in good shape." And he's feeling nervous because this guy's walking toward him in the middle of nowhere, and it's pitch dark out. And the guy was just very insistent, and he walked right up to my brother and kind of stepped around the front of the vehicle where the hood was up, and he was like, And my brother's just thinking, who is this guy, and why is he just... he wasn't rude. He was actually kind of kind, but it just felt awkward because he was ignoring my brother's insisting, like, you can go. You don't have to stay. And he said this guy proceeded to put his hand on his radiator, and he began to what appeared to be pray to himself. And my brother thought, okay. And then he's like, okay. The guy just stopped abruptly and said, all right, well, you have a good day. You should be all set now. And then he went away. And my brother said he kind of saw out of the corner of his eye, he set something on the vehicle up by the headlight. But he said, I did not take my eyes off of him. I wasn't going to shift my eyes to look to see what it was. I wanted to see him go back to his vehicle and just stay alert and be in that protective mode. So the guy got in his vehicle and he did drive away. And then my brother was like, huh. So he went back to the front and he thought this is just such a weird experience. But he looked down, and what the guy had left was a little tiny Bible, like a little miniature thing. And he said it probably was only the New Testament, but he said it was the tiniest Bible he's ever seen. And he said, he kind of shook his head, and then he went around and talked to his passenger. And so just for fun, he turned the key and it started right up. And he went and shut the hood. And he said, I think I still have that Bible to this day.